Today, we're going to take a different spin on the conversation and actually reference a book called The Five People You Meet in Heaven. You might have read this book. You don't have to have read it to enjoy this conversation, but we're going to talk about the five people that maybe you should meet before retirement that can help you see things in a different light. It's such an important topic and one that I think you'll enjoy. And we'll start that next with Dennis. Welcome into Dollars with Dennis. Glad to have you on the show once more. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. We appreciate that support. And for those that have, got a great show for you today. We're actually kind of taking a little different angle on our conversations, as I mentioned. Dennis, I haven't read this book personally. I'm familiar with it, I think. I've heard about it. But have you actually read the book, The Five People You Meet in Heaven?
I have not. I've been reading some of the touch points on it, and got me motivated to go get the book and read it because it is pretty intriguing. The five people before you retire: the financial advisor, estate planners, insurance broker, fitness instructor, and someone to mentor. And I was reviewing this with my wife earlier in the week, and she said, "Fitness instructor." I said, when you're talking retirement, you want to make sure that you cover all your bases.
Yeah.
But let's dive into what the book, a little bit about the book references here, if you will.
Yeah, and you know, being a Faith 401k money manager, I'm sure some people watching that are familiar with you and familiar with some of your principles have probably read this book. So I think it's kind of a perfect parallel for us here on the show. So again, five people you should meet, and just kind of give you a little bit of context for the book that we're referencing here. The main character meets five people in the afterlife, some expected, some were not, who helped him understand what life truly mattered, what parts of life truly mattered. And each one had a hidden role in shaping that journey. And we're kind of doing that same thing. Each person we talk about today kind of has a role in shaping your journey towards retirement. Maybe you're aware of that, maybe not. But the first one, the financial advisor, we didn't necessarily rank these, Dennis, but this would be probably towards the top of your list. I know you're probably a little partial to that, but the financial advisor, meeting them before you retire, it was so important to help set you up for success.
Absolutely. If you meet them after you retire, it's probably too late. So 5 to 10 years before you retire, you want to find a good financial advisor to coach you and get you going in the right direction, and help you connect with the other people you'll need to meet along the way. And maybe they do that behind the scenes, but you need to have a plan. We're big on getting, whether it's a written plan or having a mental plan, but I'll challenge people on our planning software. It goes through, it's very thorough, very accurate, but it takes a lot of work. But most of the time I can just look at their situation and let people know whether it's going to work or not work. Then we'll get into the details to prove it more specifically, and help people connect. But we want to play a role in connecting you to the other people you need to connect to in your life going forward. Because one of the big things for retirement is estate planning, and so we're not attorneys here, so we want to connect you with a good estate planner that's going to basically legally write out your will. Everybody needs to have a will, and here in Ohio, the great statement is, if you don't have a will, Ohio does. They have it for you, and you might not like that will, so you might want to spend a few minutes to get your last wishes down on paper, and that's where a estate planner will come in, and then they'll be able to evaluate for you. Do you need a trust? Do you need a living trust, family trust, those kind of things that go in and out from there. So an estate planner can be a big asset in building out your retirement plan, which we're going to work on a continual basis, and we work with 3 or 4 different estate planners in our area. So if we can help in that area, let us know, and we'll guide you where we feel the need is.
Yeah, I think those first two are maybe two of the more obvious ones, right? You want to have a financial advisor to make sure that you are again on track, and make sure there's a lot of things that maybe you haven't thought of that a financial advisor has seen and experienced before that can help bring to your attention. And then again, in the estate plan, you want to make sure again that your wishes are protected and your loved ones again are taken care of as well. So those are the first two. The third one on this list, Dennis, insurance broker. This one you maybe think of, maybe not, but why is an insurance broker, someone that's helping you protect your assets, so important?
Yeah, good question. And so when you retire, your life insurance hopefully is already taken care of. It's in place for whatever you need to do that. If not, that's part of the planning process to make sure you have the right life insurance for the long term, and the estate plan will execute that in the right manner. But having an insurance broker once you're retired for the Medicare rules, there's all these different, there's 10 or 11 different options there. It's so confusing. So having a good Medicare person to advise you. And I had a client on Monday that was here saying they had been on Medicare for 3 years and had their supplement. And first time they had to really use it for dental expenses and just almost did not cover anything. So they were actually in the process of reviewing the dental coverages that are available out there to make changes. So getting a good, knowledgeable person involved with your insurance needs for the long term, for the supplemental and things that will change. If you don't know, when you're going to Medicare, every year you have a renewal period where you can change the coverage you have and look for something that's more appropriate for your needs and so forth. And it's just a few of the common notes I get is that if you're on medications, look at what medications are covered by that plan. If you have set doctors, make sure that plan covers those doctors, that kind of stuff. And that changes from time to time. So you want to have somebody you can fall back on to help guide you in that area as well. So financial advisor, estate planner, and then insurance broker. We take them in that order, and hopefully they're not all the same person.
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned this one as we were kind of setting up the conversation. You talk about this with your wife, but a fitness instructor. I mean, this may not be someone that was on your list for someone you need to meet before retirement, but man, your health is so important if you're truly going to be able to enjoy everything you've worked for.
Right. You don't want to walk out the door and of your employer and die the next day. So you want to have something to keep you active, and you may have a lot of plans on travel and golf and fishing, whatever. Some of those things are just built in for some people, and sometimes they're not. Your wishes. So a fitness instructor is going to help you build out a better quality of life for yourself. And building that into your retirement budget is important. Our longevity, we want to enjoy retirement. We want to have a little bit of fun. Although I'll challenge you, I don't see a lot of in the Bible about retirement. So I think maybe we're supposed to just keep working, but there might be part one and part two of our lives. So that fitness instructor helps us with part two, uh, golf, tennis, those fishing. But now the latest, I think, fun thing for people to do is pickleball. And so we're actually, my wife and I are in the process of trying to learn that a little bit. So we'll come back to that at another day. But staying active, staying healthy, and doing what you can do. So not everybody can run, not everybody can jog, not everybody can exercise in the same way. So fitness instructor will help you to do whatever it is your body is able to take and handle, and build out a plan for you in that manner. So finding a good fitness instructor. So we went from financial advisor to estate planner to insurance broker, now to a fitness instructor, which brings us down to the last person we want to meet before we retire, or when we're in retirement, right?
Yeah, someone to mentor, and I think this is an interesting one. I don't think that again, this is something you might not have thought of, but why is it so important to have someone, Dennis, that you can mentor and spend some time with?
Mentally, emotionally, it's fulfilling, satisfying. So there's a book we give away here. It's called Halftime. So we did our first career. We're done. What do we do next? And so many people have so many talents that they can repurpose, whether they give them away or whether they go back to work doing something else. But being a mentor, going back to where you worked and mentoring younger people is a good option to do that. Volunteering, we have a lot of teacher clients, so if you volunteer to go back and be a tutor in your specialty, helping out kids that could really use some good attention from somebody individually, that's a great resource of your tools. And it's so rewarding mentally. If you're helping somebody else, it's got to make you feel better about your place in life, and giving you some reward for all the years you worked. Being able to give back to other people is an important part uh, of our journey, I guess, to do that. So we do have the book. So if anybody wants a copy of the book, reach out to us. Halftime, happy to send it out to people. But we want to get this whole planning thing in process where we've captured your whole lifestyle and make sure that we've covered it. And I think giving back and helping someone else as a mentor is what what we can do with the years of experience that we have. Now, the other challenge is, will they take it? Like my kids don't like to listen to it. I said, man, I have all this experience. And you want to go find out yourself. Why would you do that?
They'll learn one day.
Yeah, well,
They'll
and they'll come
see that
back
you were right
eventually.
one day. We all learn those lessons personally, right? Our
We
parents
do.
were right. They didn't want to believe it at the time, but turned out to be the truth. But I think all this kind of goes to say, Dennis, these 5 people. This is what true planning looks like, right? Though it's not just about, hey, you have enough money to retire. It's about doing all the other things around retirement to make sure that you are living that fulfilling retirement that you talk of, and that's what you help people with at Faith 401k Money Management, correct?
That's correct. And everybody has different talents, different goals, different wants, needs. So how you give back is going to be truly geared to what you're good at, what you like to do, and where you can take that. So let us help. Let us talk to you in whatever manner we can help. But that all starts with the financial planner to get your retirement going. And I don't want to wait till I get to heaven to meet those 5 people.
Yeah. Well, again, we'd love for you to reach out if you have any questions and want to begin a conversation. We'd love to hear from you. You can log on 401k.faith. Again, financial advisor, number 1 on that list. So it's worth having a conversation. You can never know how it might change the course of your financial future. And that's what we want to help you accomplish, is help you reach your goals and have confidence heading into retirement. But we appreciate you watching another episode of Dollars with Dennis. If you haven't subscribed, we'd appreciate that support as well. And Dennis, we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Ben.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic Wealth, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Osaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth.